today I am going to be doing a reading vlog, and it is to do with Kingdom of Ash. So this is the last book in the Throne of Glass series, and I have been meaning to finish the series. I took a bit of a break. I read all of the other books, so all of the other 7 books, and I've taken a break since November. I just took a break because I was kind of struggling to get through the series. I had a bit of a reading slump midway through. So yeah, I was like, I'm going to try something else. So I started reading a bit of dark romance and a bit of like cowboy romance and things. And I've just decided, I think now's just time to finish the series and read Kingdom of Ash. Now, this is a very big book. It's got 979 pages, if I remember correctly. I'll double check. Yes, 979 pages. It is a chunky book, and am I prepared for it? Probably not, but I do want to finish the series, so this is what I'm going to be doing. I've decided that while I'm reading the Shatter Me series as the readathon, I'm going to read this in between, because there's a bit of a lull between the different dates set for the Shatter Me series books. So I thought I'd read this alongside, see how it goes. I've read about 14 pages so far, and so far it's okay. I haven't fully got into it yet, so I don't know if it's going to take me a while to get into, or if I'm just going to get straight into it. I'm not sure, but I thought I'd take you guys along with me and kind of go through my thoughts and reactions on this book, because obviously this is a very popular series and I did do some reading vlogs for the other books, so yes, and it's the final one. We're going to see what I think to it, and I'll let you guys know. I haven't really read too much of the book yet, just because I've been a bit busy. I finished the Shatter Me book, and then I've been busy. I went to my friend's this weekend. She's just moved into her new house, so I stayed over, which was lovely, and I just haven't really been in the mood to read another book. I just wanted to have a bit of a pause. I am planning to do a reading sprint, so I'll be planning to do that today. Cam's just currently watching the football, so while he does that, I'm going to read a little bit. Then I'll do some reading sprints, and as I'm at page 14, my target is to get to page 100 or over 100. So I'm going to try and do that, and then obviously if I do want to read more, I will. I will say that so far the text in the book is tiny. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very, very small, and it's kind of making me a bit slower to read. And obviously, because it's such a big book, there's just so many words. But we'll get through it. Not sure how long it's going to take, but I'm hoping to finish it before I finish the readathon, just so I can read other things as well. But that's my plan so far, and I'll see you guys once I've read a little bit. I didn't actually end up reading yet. I've been catching up on all my book besties vlogs, because everyone seems to post them on a Sunday, which is quite nice because we like to catch up on the Sunday with all the videos. So just been doing that for a little bit, and now I am going to go read. So I've just done my live and I got to page 100, which was my target, and I might read a little bit more before bed. I'm not really sure yet. So the beginning of the book kind of talks about what happened in Empire of Storm, and then as it goes on, it started to come into like present day and like what's going on at like the current moment, and it's just so good and detailed. I like it. There's a lot going on at the moment, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going to happen. You've kind of got Rowan who's searching and things, and then you've got Selena or Aylin, who is kind of in a tricky situation right now without like trying to spoil anything. You've got some of the other characters too, so there's definitely a couple like tough relationships and like tension going on at the moment too with some other characters after everything that happened in Empire of Storm. So there is a lot to deal with, and I'm excited to see how far this goes, and I really don't know what the outcome's going to be. So there's a lot more to get through. Page 100 out of 979. We're going to get there slowly but surely. We will. Hey everyone, I have been reading Kingdom of Ash. So I'm going to talk about it. This will have spoilers in it, so if you've not read the book, I will be spoiling stuff, so just be warned. I am loving all of the chapters where Aylin, or Selena, is in them, and it's kind of like her obviously going through everything she's going through. I just feel it's like they're written so well, and obviously at the moment she's kind of being like tormented and things, and it's just not going well for her, but I definitely think it's just giving more to her character, and I just feel so bad for her and the situation she's got into. I just hope she can get out of it and escape really soon. I've just had like a whole bit with Manon. I love Manon's character. She's brilliant. Her and Dorian need to get together for real. They need to like just be together in general, because wow, them two, the tension is cutting deep all the time. They just need to fully commit, I think, on that side of things. Not seen much of Kale, but what we have seen has been quite interesting. He's definitely on his way to help, and hopefully it's not one of those last minute sort of things. I hope he gets there in time to help people out. And obviously now he's married to Yrene, and it's so cute, and I just love seeing like them two together, because obviously they're working together as like a little team, because he's having to use Yrene's power and stuff to help stand and things. So it's nice to see that thing, and I kind of do want to see what it's going to be like when he's actually fighting and how he's going to use that power. But so far I am enjoying the book. The first bit's been a bit slow because it's gone over everything that kind of ended up in Empire of Storm, so now it's getting back into what's actually happening at present. I might have already said that, but yeah, I'm getting more into it. I'm obviously, as well, Dorian's just realised that the spider is Valg, like he could sense it, so I wonder if that's going to come out more, that the spiders are actually Valg. So I wonder if he'll piece it together and be able to like warn everyone. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see it, where this goes. I've got to page 145, so getting there very slowly, but I'm reading it in between the Shatter Me series, so it's going to be a slow process, but I'm nearly on chapter 17. Hello everyone, it's now Friday. I have been doing some reading sprints on Kingdom of Ash. I've got to page 270 and I want to talk to you about it. I am just going to mention that currently I'm filming like 3 different vlogs. I'm doing this one, I'm doing my normal weekend vlog, and I'm also doing my Shatter Me series vlog. So I'm like all over the show right now with my filming. But I just want to talk about this. Obviously it's going to have spoilers, so I do apologise. If you haven't read, remember, this will have spoilers. So let's get into it, because oh my goodness, this was so intense. I was sat there like, oh, I wish I could tell everyone on the live what's happening right now, but I can't because people haven't read it. But let's talk about it, because wow. So I can't remember how you pronounce his name, but Khan, I'm going to call him Khan, the horrible Fae man that has got the blood oath with Maeve, right? Him. Oh my goodness, I just want to knock that man out. He is horrible, such a vile character. He's obviously been torturing Selena or Aelin. He's been torturing Aelin, and he's just so mean. It's so horrible. And I feel so bad for her. Like, she's just getting tormented by him repeatedly every single day. And he's just had her in his tent at the camp, and he's had her laid out on the table, and he's obviously tormenting her. And meanwhile, bear with, because meanwhile, Rowan has found out where they are, and him, Lorcan, Gravel, and Elodie have gone on their little mission, right, to go and save Aelin. So they've gone there, thank goodness. They managed to get in and save her, so I'm very happy about that. But Fenris, who is the White Wolf, who's also blood oath to Maeve, he has been told to stand down and not do anything while Khan's doing whatever he's doing to Aelin, and it's just horrible. He's got to sit there and see everything that's unfolding before his eyes, and he can't do anything because with the blood oath, he's been told he can't do anything. That means he physically can't do anything. So I'm just like, he's watching it all unfold, and I just feel awful. He's just seen as well his twin brother kill himself because Maeve basically made it happen, and it's just horrible. Like, they're just so mean, and I'm just sat here like, why? But he has managed to fight off the blood oath, and he has made himself move, and he has managed to fight Khan. So I'm really happy about that, and that managed to get Aelin to escape, so she's got out, and now Lorcan and Rowan and everyone has found her, and they've tried to help her and basically break off the chains that she had attached to her arms and her head and everything. So I'm very happy that they found her, but she's just been through so much. I don't know how she's going to react to everything. I'm not sure. She's going to have some major PTSD, because if you've experienced all of that, wow. I can't even imagine what she's going through in her mind. And she must also think that it's not happening, because Maeve's been putting little fake scenarios into her head and visions into her head. So maybe she doesn't think she's been saved. Maybe she's thinking it's another Maeve sort of vision, and that actually really upsets me, because I'm like, it's so horrible that she's been through all of that. Elodie, what a woman. I'm so glad that she's been able to help and everything. I really like her character. I hope her and Lorcan are able to sort things out, because I know she still likes Lorcan, even though he did what he did. She deep down really still loves him, and I hope they sort everything out between them. I also want to mention Manon Blackbeak, because that woman is just so badass, and I just can't with her. She's just amazing. I'm loving her and Dorian and their situation going on. Will they, won't they sort of thing. When she talks to Dorian, just another side comes out of her, and it's kind of nice to see that side of her, because she's normally quite stubborn and brutal, and she does what she wants to do. But when she's with Dorian, I feel like a little bit of her ice heart is melting away. It's just so nice to see, but she's still sort of badass anyway, as it's unfolding. Dorian as well, he's going through some stuff at the moment. He spoke to the spider that they captured, and found out about the shape-shifting side of things. So he's trying to shape-shift and like learn it. And he's trying to change the colour of his eyes, and he's just managed to change the colour of his eyes to brown. So that's crazy, because imagine if he can now shapeshift. That's like another thing they've got against Maeve and against everyone. So like they've just got all of these things going on, and I'm just so excited to see what's going to unfold, because there's just so much more to this story. But so far, really liking it. I'm loving the action, loving all the characters, seeing everything unfold. Seeing them come back to each other as well has been really nice. So I'm going to read a bit more as well later and see what I think. I'll update you guys once I've done more reading sprints today. So far I'm on page 270, which is chapter, let's have a look, 31. So already in chapter 31 and everything's going on. Hello everyone, I've got Kingdom of Ash with me. I haven't updated you guys since Sunday. It is now Wednesday. I've been reading the Shatter Me series as a readathon alongside my Kingdom of Ash read. So I've had a bit of a break between. I read that Monday and Tuesday. Now I'm back onto Kingdom of Ash. I am loving this at the moment. I am going to talk to you about it. So let's get into some of the details. Wow, I was reading this on my live stream the other day, and I got to a part that was just so intense. And honestly, my heart was pounding. I was ready to cry. I was ready to cry on the live. I was like, what is going to happen? So it was basically when, it was around chapter 43, I think. It was basically when Lysandra was fighting against the Valg, and she got injured. And I honestly thought she was gonna die. I thought she was a goner. I was just so upset, and the way that her and Aiden had left things, I honestly thought they were gonna kill her off and not even let her see her uncle. I was like, hold up. And then it left us on a cliffhanger, because I didn't find out what happened until like 10 chapters later. I was like, really? That bit did annoy me, because it went to Kale's POV instead, and I was like, I want to know what's happened to Lysandra. Like, why are you doing this to me right now? And then there was like so many other chapters with other people, and I was just like, I want to know what's happened to Lysandra. So that kept me on my toes, honestly. I was fuming. But then we found out she's all okay. I'm hoping things between her and Aiden get sorted, because the way they left off was just not it. And I like them two together, honestly. I really like them two together. And now the fact that she was shapeshifting into Aelin doesn't really help, because now people know. So it's a bit of a dodgy one on that side of things. We've also just seen Manon and Dorian. Oh, those two. Honestly, I love them. I love them. I need them to just commit, honestly, at this point. Matrons have flown their way in to where the Crocons, I don't know how you pronounce it, were with Manon. And they were ready to fight. They was not nice. And Manon, she's just a legend. I just love her, and she's just, you know, she stands up for herself, and I love that about her, and she's just badass. So yeah, my thoughts on Manon is always going to be that way. I also like that her and Dorian always had this little tension going on. I'm like, come on already, come on. But yeah, and then Kale and Yrene, those two are so cute. Obviously they are married now. Just found out Yrene's pregnant. I was like, stop it. Obviously found out by Kale's father, which was like, but it's the cutest thing. I really hope neither one of them gets hurt, because I will cry. I will be pouring tears. I will be so upset if any one of them gets hurt. I can't even comprehend the pain I'm going to feel. I already know someone's going to get hurt, and it's not a nice feeling. Not a nice feeling. Lucy has told me this book is going to emotionally tear me apart, basically. So yeah. I just did a live sprint just now and I've got dead on to page 500. So we're doing really well. We're getting through it. I'm just loving where it's going at the moment. I feel like I'm hooked in, which is making me want to read it a bit more. I'm going to try read more on my actual lunch break tomorrow because I haven't been reading too much on my lunch break and I feel kind of guilty in a way for not doing it, but I'm going to try and see if I can actually read some tomorrow during my lunch, and then obviously I'll do some more in my sprint read tomorrow, which is perfect because I'm loving doing them. Everyone's joining in, it's just great, and I want to know what happens next. This book is just like got me through the motions right now. Honestly, I was ready to throw it across the room at one point. I was ready to cry at another point, and at other times it's making me happy. So just be prepared. Emotional damage. Emotional damage. That's how it feels with this book. So. It is now Friday and I have just done a reading sprint and got through a good amount of this book. I am now on chapter 94, which is page 778. Wow. I need to talk to you guys. So, one thing I'm going to start with is Dorian, okay? So he went to Morris and he basically was in disguise. He's learnt how to shapeshift now. So he's in disguise. He's gone in there, snuck into everyone's place. And he's basically seen Maeve there. She's there to make alliances in a way with everyone to go against Aelin, as we all know. The fact that Maeve knew he was there the whole time, even though he was like a little mouse. I had a feeling someone was going to know he was there. Like, I had a feeling someone was going to sense it. Now, I thought everyone was going to sense him, but the fact that Maeve did, I thought was like, okay, yeah, I get it. I was shocked when Maeve suggested that they get married. I was shocked. I was like, Dorian? Mammon? I was just like, what are you talking about, man? Like, no, you're not. No, you're not getting married to Maeve. Thank God he basically was fooling her, because I was ready to like throw the book across the room. I was like, Dorian, you have betrayed us all. That's how I felt for a minute. I was like, is he actually going to do this? The fact that Caltaine was still there, actually really so sad. And then Maeve just snapped her neck. I was like, it took me a minute. I was like, whoa. I thought he was actually gonna like help her, maybe get her out, but that was a short-lived dream of mine. Now, getting into the sort of more serious side of things, chapter 89. I was not prepared. I was reading all of this on my live, okay? I didn't cry. I nearly did. I have tears. My eyes were welling up. Like, I was so close to crying. I think I was just too nervous. But it's probably going to hit me tomorrow. Manon and the 13. that shocked me to the core. I actually am getting tears right now, like thinking about it, like my eyes are watering. That shocked me to the core. I was not expecting that. Like, I thought, okay, maybe like one of them would sacrifice themselves, but like all of them? Wow. Really was not expecting it one bit. And I honestly, I thought Abraxas, I never know how to pronounce his name, was gonna die. I was getting so upset. I was thinking, oh no, he's gonna be a goner. I actually thought he wasn't gonna make it, and I was getting really upset about that. And then that happened. These books just, I don't expect it one bit. I wasn't expecting any of it. I feel like I think it's going to be one thing and then it's not, and then it ends up being something else, and then I'm like, whoa. Just like the plot twists are twisting and they're confusing me, or not confusing me, but they are shocking me to the core. Yeah, so that was a big deal for me. I was sat there like, oh my god, I'm gonna cry on live right now. Luckily I didn't, but I was on the verge. And the aftermath of everything, when Manon was like kneeling where it all went down, oh, my heart, it was aching. I felt it. I was like, I actually feel her pain right now, like I'm there with her. The way it's written, it's got my emotions all over the show. And then chapter 90, now Aelin has to sacrifice herself, and they all put it to a vote, and everyone basically voted for her to do it. And I was like, I was thinking, even in my head, I was thinking, can't Dorian and her do it together, or like somehow like get their magic to like work together, like they did on the bridge when they was fighting against the previous king. But no one suggested that. They were all like, yeah, sacrifice yourself, girly. Like, what? Yeah, I was just like, some friends you are. Like, what the hell? Was not happy with that. So I'm glad she went and spoke to Dorian, and her and Rowan had that little argument, because he basically was like, you need to convince yourself out of this solo sacrifice. So I'm glad they're now going to do it together. I've kind of got to the end bit now where they're currently doing that. And that's all I've got up to so far. So yeah, it's been a hell of a ride, and I didn't expect a lot of the stuff that went down. Like, generally thought a lot of things were gonna play out differently than they did, and I have actually really enjoyed this book. I think it is one of my favourites alongside Assassin's Blade. I think it's been written so well. Everything's just unfolding, but like, it's shocking me every single time, and I just don't expect it. And I think that's just the best sort of book for me. So I'm going to finish it tomorrow. I've got roughly about 200 or so pages left. It's not that much, so I'm going to finish it tomorrow. I will let you know my thoughts after I do finish it, but I might be emotional tomorrow. I feel like it hasn't hit me properly yet. But I also predict there's not going to be a good ending. I feel like this is going to be the first unhappy ending to a book. I feel like a lot of people are going to die in this. I think that's where it's going to end. Like, I feel like everyone's just going to die. Or most people are. So, I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a happy ending at all. We shall see. I'm sorry, I had to just pause right here because has Aelin just met Rysand? That winged male's power slowed her just enough. They were Fae, but this was not her world. The winged male, beautiful beyond reason, snapped his head towards her as she arced across his starry sky. Stop, she's just met Rysand. Hasn't she? A blast of dark power, like a gentle summer night, slammed into her. She has met Rysand. You cannot even argue with me on that. What? I knew that there might be a crossover with like the whole universe, but I wasn't expecting this. It's either got to be Rysand or someone else, but the fact that she says dark power, it's surely got to be Rysand or Asriel, because he also has like the shadow power. So it's got to be either one, and they both have wings. I need to continue reading and find out. So not much of an update, but at the moment everything is kicking off and everyone's fighting, so I'm getting slightly confused with some of the stuff, but it makes sense to me, but at the same time I'm like, whoa, there's so much to take in, information wise, so much happening. I just have such a bad feeling with like some of the people, maybe all of them, I don't know. It's so intense. I'm like so stressed reading this. I've not got much left. I'm now on page 858, so I've got, honestly, the smallest amount. So chapter 108. You know what you've done to me. You've made me cry. Gabriel. Oh, as I call him, Gravel all the time. Stop. Why? Why have you done this? I thought him and Aiden were gonna have like more time. It's so sad. Now Cam's listening to music next to me. You could probably hear it. No, I'm sat here crying over a book. I can't. It's so sad. I've got to read more. Let's get into it. Hi everyone. So it's been a bit of a while. It's been like over a week since I last updated you guys on my final thoughts on Kingdom of Ash. I've now got a new background because I'm just at my parents' at the moment, but I'm going to talk to you about what I thought about the book. All in all, I really enjoyed reading the book. I feel like there was a lot to explore within the pages. It went through a lot of the different characters. There's so much character development as well throughout the whole book and series. I would say Kingdom of Ash is one of my favourites alongside Assassin's Blade. I felt so many emotions, as you could see in like my other clips where I was like crying. There's been multiple times I wanted to throw the book across the room, honestly. But I will say I was kind of also expecting a bit more at the same time. I felt like there kind of should have been more deaths within the book. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like I bigged it up so much that I felt like things weren't going to end well. And not that I didn't want it to end well, I did. But at the same time, I feel like more should have happened with like deaths and things. I don't know if it's just me that thinks that, but there was just something there, and I think that's what it was. I think it was like the fact that there wasn't enough in a way. It's hard to explain. It sounds a bit weird, but for me, when I was reading it, I was so upset with everything that happened, but at the same time I was like, I feel like more big characters should have died. Yeah, if anyone else felt that way, let me know, because I feel like I'm the only one that feels that way about it. But all in all, I really, really did enjoy it, and it's so worth reading and experiencing. I feel like it's just so different from the ACOTAR series. It's just like kind of more focused on the action and the character development and stuff, whereas like ACOTAR, I feel like more is romance based and heavily like focused on the romance side of things, which is nice, but it gets a lot, I think, after a while. And I just, yeah, and that's coming from me, who is like a romantasy fan. So yeah, I did like having this sort of break. I will also suggest reading stuff in between. I think that was my big downfall going along with this. I decided to just try and read all of them, and that was a big mistake on my part, because then I got into a bit of a slump with my reading and didn't end up reading Kingdom of Ash till a couple months later. So yeah, I recommend reading stuff in between. I didn't do the tandem read either. I don't know whether I would recommend it or not. I think because I got into that slump, it's hard to say. But I did think Tower of Dawn was a bit slow, and I know that's the one that you end up tandem reading. So yeah, I'm not sure, but I also do recommend reading Assassin's Blade first, personally. I feel like it's the prequel, so it's set first. I feel like it made sense because Throne of Glass does talk about some stuff that happens in Assassin's Blade, and it kind of does spoil it. I feel like it didn't hit, like, if I read it the other way around, I don't think it would have hit as hard. Like, Assassin's Blade made me sob. So that is another thing I do recommend. But that's my thoughts. If you have enjoyed watching this video, please do watch some of my others. Some of the videos will pop up on screen now, so check them out please, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye everyone.